My husband was working in another country. In order to live together as a family, we decided to move the children to the same country where their father lived and worked at the time. The children were 14 years old, and when he arrived, he persuaded me to stay, find a job, and organize my life in the new country. The children went to a very good school, and I decided to go to look for a job in my dream country at that time, and I thought I would take the children after I got settled. I was so excited at the time. Soon the kids said they didn't want to move and they would live with their dad. The school there is very good and they found friends. At that time, by chance, I met a man my age, 40 years old, just like me. My husband lived with his children, and I was trying to dream of another life. I liked this man, we began to communicate, and after a few dates, he proposed to live together. I said yes. He was very caring and loving. I moved to him with a dog, which I warned in advance. I have a small dog of 9 years old, and he periodically marks the territory. I know it's a big problem, but it was also my child. He marks, I clean it up. I scolded him, but it didn't work. The dog still litters. And when my man Austin saw it, he was just furious. He locked the dog in his room and wouldn't let him out. Only let him out for walks. He said he was going to take care of him. I was shocked. I understand that for him it is unacceptable, and for me it is not a problem, and already at that moment I wanted to end this relationship, but there was no money to rent a separate place. The relationship started to deteriorate because of the dog. The dog lived in the room for several months. Naturally, I came to him, sat with him, took him out for walks more often. In Austin's absence, I sometimes let the dog out to run and play in the apartment. By chance, he found out about it and gave me such a scandal. He said I was lying to him all the time. I was nervous and sobbing all the time. Sometimes it seemed like I would come home from work in Austin. Did something to the dog all of a sudden. That's how our fight started. During the fights, he started raising his voice at me. Not just raising his voice, but yelling. He could do it on the street in front of other people. If he didn't like something, he'd start telling me off right away. When there were no fights, he is very loving and caring. Every day he compliments me, hugs me, kisses me, tells me how much he admires me. When we started living with Austin, I warned him right away that for health reasons I could not get pregnant. This has been years in the making, and if he wants kids, he needs to know the truth. He said we'll figure it out. He didn't seem to care much about it. And a couple months later, I accidentally got pregnant. It really was a miracle. He said that he had been dreaming about it all his life, but he thought he would never meet the right person, and as soon as he saw me, he immediately realized that we would be together. And he's very happy to know that. I was very unhappy. I missed my children living with my dad. I felt like a bad mother, and it seemed like I had abandoned my children and had a new baby. It was really bad. For months, I couldn't admit to anyone that I was pregnant. Then somehow I got over it. At the same time, Austin took advantage of the situation and told me to choose either a new family with him and a future for the baby or my dog, because he hates my dog. For months, I looked for a good family for the dog and gave him up. I had such a hard time with it. I still feel guilty even though the dog is in very good and loving hands. And my dog is better off in that family. After resolving the dog issue, there was a lull in our relationship. We signed Austin and I. Surprisingly, during the pregnancy, he became even more aggressive. He didn't like a lot of things about me. because I didn't push a chair under the table or knock over a washed cup. He could yell at me for hours. I would try to stay away. I would not react in any way, but I would always end up crying because I couldn't stand it. Then he would get quiet, then he would get hysterical with tears and say that he loves me so much and we have no problems at all, just some little things I need to change, and everything will be great. After sobbing, he would get aggressive again because I didn't comfort him or feel sorry for him. Austin would start calling me names, and again it would go on for hours, days. He would hide all my money and things so I wouldn't go anywhere when he wasn't there, even though he'd kicked me out of the house before. Our baby was born and the situation worsened. Every step I took, he commented and said that this is not right, although not a single book on child rearing in life has not read, and practically did not help me at all with the baby. During another of the quarrels, he shouted that in life will not give me a child and that I immediately get out of his apartment. By the way, the quarrel began because I somehow wrongly put a diaper in the crib, in his opinion, and when he took the baby, he picked him up with this diaper and it pissed him off. This went on for days. I told him I couldn't lose the baby and I was willing to do anything. He said too late. I already planned our life without you. That's what I heard from him. He didn't need me anymore. I wanted to disappear from the earth. I hated myself. I lost my children. I left home and wandered for a long time. When I got home, the police were already at home. My husband said he thought I was dead and was hysterical for hours. He reminded me for a long time that I had caused him irreparable injury at that moment. I told the police I just needed to be alone. I was diagnosed with postpartum depression and prescribed antidepressants. Although I explained that my condition is not related to childbirth, but to the relationship. In short, after that he said that now in the divorce exactly no one will leave me a child. But he does not want a divorce because he loves me, and that I'm the best mom and our problems are just small things. And we'll get through it all. But it's still the same old scenario. Now I hate him so much that I wish him everything bad. Although I'm not that kind of person. Now, I'm completely dependent on finances, and I'm very afraid that he will sue the child. What makes it worse is that he smokes weed every day. I didn't find out about it right away, and I can't stand it. As soon as he starts smoking, I go to my room and cry. I don't even know why it affects me so much. Maybe because he's already a passive vegetable, and after smoking it's doubly so. And that's my husband. His mood is constantly changing dramatically, and even when everything is fine, I am tense and waiting for a catch. I can't talk to him affectionately even on calm days. I try to minimize contact and not look at him. I force myself to take everything into account so I don't provoke him. I resent my husband for all the insults, for the dog, and for all the nervousness. We don't have sex. He has stated that he doesn't want me and he doesn't have a hard-on for me. I recently asked him if I could date someone just for sex because I need it and I feel bad. So he said that's all I care about, and why would I want to date someone when he's here and every day hoping I'll come over and give him a hug? The most interesting thing is that every time he starts a fight, starts yelling and then says I'm the one making the scandals. Although I do not say anything at all. But after the quarrels he still cries, says that he loves me and that everything will be fine with us. He started sessions with a psychologist. Insists on joint visits to the doctor. Our baby is a few months old now and he's been playing all day, smoking weed. And he hasn't worked all this time. He's gotten zero help. He squealed that he was doing it because he was depressed. I'm depressed too, but I take care of the baby day and night because that's what's most important. That's why joint sessions with him scares me. Money rebukes me too, even though I only spend on food. I can't remember when I had a manicure/pedicure. I don't do shopping. Every time I go grocery shopping, I have to ask for money. He doesn't want to give me more. He wants me to beg. When the child was 3 months old, after another of his scandals, that I am draining all the money, I said that I will go to work and I need to put the child in a kindergarten. I don't want to do that, but I needed to see his reaction to it. And he said I just don't want to take care of the baby and I'm a bad mom. I mean, don't work, bad, want to work, bad. I'm at a dead end. A lot of people will say I should have had an abortion, but circumstances didn't allow it. But now I can't get enough of my baby and I don't even want to hear about it. Apparently, I have to put up with a lot for now. Then I can file for divorce if the relationship does not get better, but for now my priority is the interests of my child and my own stability.